The President has met the Japanese Prime Minister, Honorable Acting Minister of Finance. Why don't you stay for a little while? Because the way you portrayed the situation, it seemed as if it was our fault that we are in this deep mess, which in fact is not. Like I said, the President has met the Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and talked and thanked Japan for the support extended during the crisis. Divide of politics. We would like to reiterate what was conveyed and thank the Japanese people on behalf of the Sri Lankan people. And also appreciate the genuine cooperation by Tokyo's ambassador to Colombo, His Excellency Mizukoshi Hideaki, in all these transactions thus far. Just to mention a few of these humanitarian support measures by the Japanese people in the last few months: $46 million to purchase diesel for hospitals, $6.5 million for food aid through the World Food Program, in addition to $30 million already given. $1.5 million to support women, micro-entrepreneurs and others who faced violence during the crisis. $4.5 million free fertilizer through the FAO to help some 250,000 paddy farmers to recover from the near-fatal assault by Gotabaya Rajapaksa. By the way, today's papers say the dumb decision by the then president, fully endorsed by yourselves, who are talking here as if they were not part of this calamity, was 50%. It caused 50% drop in the paddy yield in the 2021 Maha season. What are you talking, Honorable Minister? You all fully supported these idiotic decisions. Now you are coming here and looking at us as if it were us who made these stupid choices. It is not us. You have no right to preach to us, Honorable Minister. We kept telling you, don't take stupid decisions like this. It is because of your decisions that people are in such misery today. Going on, almost $4 million through UNDP to smallholder farming families to adopt green agricultural technology. The list goes on. But given today's debate on regulations on international trade and double taxation avoidance treaties with Czech Republic, it is more than apt to take a case in point that is between Japan and Sri Lanka. I want to take it in the context of the address by the President at the Nikkei forum a few hours ago in Tokyo. President Wickremesinghe's office has sent us tweets, and one of those tweets say, I quote, "President focused on trade integration and debt sustainability." And it goes on, highlighted the importance of upholding rules-based multilateral trading systems with the WTO as its core. Now, Japan has always been a genuine partner in the development story of Sri Lanka, Mr. Chairman, both through aid and, more importantly, through investment and trade. In addition to this, Japan came forward to co-chair the official creditor committee along with India and France, and is currently discussing how best to restructure the almost $7 billion official forex debt in such a way that ad hoc committees representing the international sovereign bond creditors and the China Development Bank that holds approximately $15 billion could also follow the lead. Since the Honorable Acting Minister of Finance is also here, I need to, however, note the risk of mismanaging the proposed domestic debt restructure, which is renamed as domestic debt optimization. While all of what is happening with the support of Japan and India and France on the forex side, on the domestic side, if this is mismanaged, it could yield to absolute calamity. So therefore, the Honorable Acting Minister of Finance should make sure that the stability of the members of the Employees Provident Fund is maintained and they are not in any way impacted negatively by doing this domestic debt optimization, which you at the beginning said will never happen. Now, having said that, Honorable Chair, I want to make 3 specific points with relation to what the President said in Tokyo today, that is trade integration and debt sustainability. Yes, we can come to this house and talk petty stuff about some little gazette here or there and say we are adjusting this or that, but it needs to go beyond that. This house must agree on what the future of this country is going to turn out to be. Therefore, the 3 points. One is that this house must at least now understand and accept that trade integration and debt sustainability are absolutely strongly positively correlated. The greater the trade integration, the stronger the sustainability of debt, if at all, if any at all. The second point is that trade means both import and export, Mr. Chairman. The rhetoric that we must severely restrict as much as possible imports and encourage exports is an absolute myth. I was shocked to see the statement or the policy of the Industries Ministry along these lines. Even during the Honorable Acting Minister's speech today, it is in that context he was taking this discussion. The ideology seems to be restrict as many imports as possible and encourage exports, which is not reality. Sri Lanka is at present one of the most closed, I reiterate, closed, not open, countries in the region. Our ratio of international trade to GDP has continuously fallen since the late 1990s. This is in complete contrast, Mr. Chair, to other fast-growing countries in the region and states in India. In today's global production networks, closing borders with high duties, tariffs, and in our case, complete bans is only going to give us one certain outcome, and that certain outcome, Mr. Chairman, is failure. My third point, my last point, is such trade integration is directly correlated to foreign direct investment. We need foreign direct investment. If I am to be specific, we need to become partners in producer-driven global production networks, meaning integrating vertically into complex production with investments by established brands. Since the last push by President Premadasa, what have we done to achieve this for the last 20 years? When our neighbors went from apparels to electronics to biotech, we remained in the same place. Took US dollar loans for consumption and useless ego-boosting projects of the Rajapaksas in Hambantota, might I add, and fell into a huge foreign debt hole. You people, Mr. Acting Minister, supported completely these unwise decisions of Gotabaya Rajapaksa. And for you to come here and pontificate to us is, I don't think, acceptable by any right-thinking person. Japan, unknown to many, is a key investment partner in the fledgling electronics and electrical component sector of Sri Lanka. I like to table this, Honorable Acting Minister. This has been written by Professor Premachandra Atukorala, who you also very well know. According to him, Japan has invested in the most number of such mid-sized firms in Sri Lanka. According to the HS codes, Mr. Acting Minister, the volume of exports in this sector is about $500 million. But if you really dissect the HS codes and try to put together these in one unit, in subcategories of HS codes, perhaps it's about $1 billion. And these companies are SJ Electromagnetics, FDK Lanka, TOS Lanka, Lanka Harness, Okayo Electricals, etc. These companies are slowly but surely making solid progress. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, if you are to, Mr. Chairman, if you are to attract such actually much larger investments, we must not treat the double tax treaty that we are supposed to approve in this House in terms of Czech Republic as useless toilet paper. We treat it as useless toilet paper. Why? Because that is what you people did with the Gotabaya Rajapaksa administration. Japan was working with Sri Lanka on a number of major projects. The $2.2 billion LRT project, that includes a land acquisition cost. You people threw away the agreement, even without discussion with the Japanese. You as a minister, what did you do? Did you tell Gotabaya Rajapaksa not to do it? Now you are pontificating to us. You were part of that absolutely idiotic decision that was made. What did you say? You said very costly and inappropriate transport solution for Metro Colombo. That is what was said. Today, the Honorable Minister of UDA is saying LRT is the best solution for metro transport. Did he hit his head somewhere? Or is it just pure political support for their own survival? What nonsense is this? Actually, Honorable Acting Minister of Finance, you first have to pay $5 billion of claims to the Japanese through JICA for cancellation of the LRT. The President is going and seeking assistance. They are saying, come, he's saying, come and invest. But you people are even refusing to pay the cancellation charge, which originally was $5 billion, now close to $10 billion, they say. Then what about the East Container Terminal? You are calling investors to come here. What did you do? It was a tripartite agreement between Japan and India with Sri Lanka. It was unilaterally cancelled, just like the LRT project, unilaterally cancelled. You're going around the world, the President is meeting the former Prime Ministers of Japan, the sitting Prime Minister of Japan, speaking at the Nikkei Forum, seeking investments, but this is what you people are doing. Now, the President actually openly offered the Eastern Container Terminal to Japan. Tell me that what I'm saying is, if it is not true. But have they responded? No. In fact, the Japanese ambassador recently said in a newspaper, I have it, I quote, on the governance and transparency of economic policies, there have been very frequent changes that have caused the loss of trust by Japanese businesses. Who can forget the airport episode between Japan and the Minister of Aviation, who was sacked, right, on allegations of corruption and reinstated in the same place? Is that the governance that we are looking for? Is that going to build trust with the Japanese investors and businesses? I don't think so, Mr. Chairman. In conclusion, while adding appreciation to the Japanese people for their help during the crisis, right? What we really need is for debt sustainability and growth, like the President said today, is trade integration, right? And for that, no longer should politicians hoodwink people. We must break down these protectionist walls. Just yesterday, just today in fact, right? I just saw in the Lanka Deepa, I just saw in the Daily Mirror website, Honorable Chair, country has no intelligent policies to develop economy. Who says this? Merin Chige, right? He is the chairman of the Vehicle Importers Association of Sri Lanka. President Indika Sampath, addressing the media, he said that association has better proposals for importation of vehicles in We can get help from Japan, but it is unfortunate that the country does not have intelligent politicians who hear our proposals. Nearly 600 vehicles, including cars, vans, have been stuck at the port for 2.5 years. We made several requests to the government to release them. The vehicles in the port are worth billions, but the government does not want to take the profit. So he is accusing you of being unintelligent. And the Japanese ambassador has said that they need to try and open the complete ban put on imports. Now we understand that there are certain issues that we need to deal with, but they are temporary. You have to give a time frame. That is what the president had said in the Nikkei forum, that we must use the WTO as the core of rules-based trade. Just you want to take, as a politician, some decision without analyzing any data, this is what happens. So therefore, I want to end by saying, Mr. Chair, that we need to break down these protectionist walls. We need to build trade and investment bridges, not just to Japan. As I told, I took Japan as a case in point today, but to China, to India, to the European Union, to the United States and more. So therefore, let me conclude by once again agreeing with the Honourable Minister of Acting Minister of Finance. We have no issues with today's gazettes, but we have to think beyond. Right? Just saying, look, we are adjusting the tariff by such and such in such and such vehicles, that is in such and such cubic capacity, is okay. But that is not going to cut it. This is just marginal changes. We have to have a mindset change. We have to ideological change. At least I'm happy, Honourable Acting Minister of Finance, that even at this late stage, you seem to be agreeing with what we have been saying for a long time.
And that member, you have 2 more minutes.
I'm finishing. That you seem to be wanting to integrate Sri Lanka with the world. So I thank you for the time. Thank you very much.